What's up, guys? It is Hot Wheels Tournaments here with another Matchbox Moving Parts unboxing. Now we are skipping the last case of 2022 today because, well, it hasn't hit hobby retailers, and where it has landed, it has barely hit any stores. I don't know if it's even hit in the US. It might only be in other countries like Europe, Australia, and Japan. However, Mix A, or the first case, Mix 1 of 2023 is indeed hitting targets right now. I assume we will see it in Walmart shortly. Like usual, these are 8-car cases. There are 3 new models in this case, 5 total different models. We'll take a look at them before we get into it. Let's move this back slightly before we get into the review of each model. You're going to see 2 of these guys, the Bentley Continental number 1 of 54. So for 2023, we'll have 54 Matchbox Moving Parts models, but the Bentley Continental is 1. There's 2 per case of these. The second new model, the Tesla Roadster, or excuse me, the second new model, we'll get to that Tesla in a second. Second new model, the 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 302, 2 of 54. 2 of these as well. The third new model of the case, the Tesla Roadster in black, joins the Tesla Model X as Tesla's in the moving part range. But 3 new models, all 2 per case. Very nice to see. From what I can tell, the Tesla seems to be the most sought after. It's usually the one that's gone first, even though there is 2. So keep your eyes out for it. But 3 new models, all 2 per case. Love to see that. Sometimes I feel like the undesirable models get the 2 per case. But in this case, all the desirable models are indeed 2 per case. Then we get our third color of the 2020 BMW M4 Cabriolet in red. We see it in blue and white, 36 of 54 for the year. And it gets followed up by the second color of, or maybe it's the third. It might have got released twice in 2022. It might have been in that last case. I can't remember. But it was in the first case of the year, which is also hard to find. This has been the most accessible version of this model yet, the Range Rover Evoque with the drop top. We've seen the closed cap full SUV. This is the first drop top that'll be pretty easy to find, 21 of 54. So let's take a look at all 5 of these. We're going to zoom this in here so it's nice and easy to see. And we'll start off with that Bentley. A lot of excitement about this one was announced at the convention. Back in Matchbox glory days in 2008, 2009, 2007, they had a Bentley that was very popular. We have yet to see a Continental return. We now get the Continental GT making its first appearance as a car in a long time. We saw the Bentayga in the mainline debut a few years ago. Unfortunately, that one has no interior and was very disappointing. It looks like the Continental GT is not going to be disappointing, though. A nice return from Bentley here. As you can see, nice headlights, Bentley on the license plate, big old Bentley grille as we are grown accustomed to. Opening doors on this one, you can see, open it right up. Looks really good. You can see inside, absolutely beautiful. I think the 10 spokes are a fantastic choice on this car. Fantastic luxury style wheel from Matchbox. Love when they use it. Bentley on the rear, taillights, Bentley logo. Even that exhaust is tampoed in. Fantastic. Opening door on the other side will open up the doors as it goes around. So you can take a look at that from all angles. What a beautifully executed Matchbox model. This one is fantastic. The Bentayga a few years ago was a big letdown. A lot of people had it high on their list. Now we get a redemption with the Continental GT and the moving parts line. I feel it sits like a Bentley. It's big, it's wide. It has that Bentley presence you expect from the big luxury car in that 1/64th scale form. I'm really happy with this one. I think it's fantastically executed. I think it looks great. And I think it's going to be an instant staple in the moving parts lineup, as the Bentley Continental was so long ago in the 2000s mainline. We'll follow it up with the muscle car offering, Ford Mustang Boss 302. Don't have a lot of room between the camera and the turntable there, so it's kind of hard to show. But let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. The Hot Wheels version, I absolutely love of the 302, so I'm very happy to see a Matchbox version. Take a look at it as it goes around. You can see no headlight decos, but you do get some side striping there. No taillights. A little bit unfortunate to see no headlights, no taillights. I think the tri-spoke wheels are an appropriate color here. I really like the so this hood is plastic, the moving parts. We'll take a look at the moving part here in a second. But The 302 often does have that miscolored hood in a different color from the main body, so making that the moving part, extremely smart. The plastic looks good. It doesn't have to meld with the metal. A lot of times the plastic and the metal colors don't match up anyway, so being able to do it a different color is fantastic and very smart from the Matchbox team. I do wish the base was chrome. No headlights, no taillights. The gray base could be elevated so much if it was chrome in VEM. We know they can do chrome bases in moving parts. Unfortunate not to see it here in the 302 on its first edition. Hopefully that'll get made up for in the future. If you want to take a look at the hood though, you can see it is a fully tampoed engine, fully detailed. Very cool. It doesn't stay open, unfortunately. Sometimes the hoods do, sometimes they don't. I'm sure there are constraints when they're doing it, but yeah, that thing is absolutely awesome, absolutely incredible. Big fan of that. If it had full detailing, it would be perfect. It's a really accurate casting. It just, this version is lacking the headlights, the taillights, and a chrome base, in my opinion, to really elevate it and go above and beyond. But overall, well executed. Casting-wise, detail-wise, we're getting there. It could be better. But what you're going to do, next up, the Tesla Roadster. Matchbox has done 1 million Teslas over the years, it feels like. However, this is only the second one ever in the moving parts line. We've seen the Model X twice. We saw it debut in red, and then it disappeared for a while. And then it came back in actually that last case of 2022 that we haven't seen in black. So it'll be a nice pairing for this first edition of the Tesla Roadster. As you can see, as it goes around, blacked out wheels, 10 spokes, fantastic. Headlights, Tesla logo, nice and plain. This thing just looks like a fighter jet. It is so freaking cool. Tail lights, Tesla on the rear, Tesla license plate. I mean, come on. Just so fantastically executed. I love this look on it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. The all black with the blacked out wheels. Who would have thought of that? Gray interior, so you do get a little bit of splash of color, but black base. I mean, come on. That's so cool. You can see the opening doors, and especially in the black, that seam looks really good. It looks almost seamless. It looks super realistic. I mean, come on. That is fantastically executed. In my opinion, better than the mainline. I think it might be, I don't have a mainline version out to compare. It feels like it might be a little bigger. They might have changed the silhouette just a little bit as it goes around. The first one, the silhouette felt a little too low. Maybe it's just the same model and I'm looking too much into it. Maybe the black's just doing that much for me. But, I mean, just fantastic execution on this one. Really love it. I think this is the best Tesla they've done in the moving parts line. I think it's the best Tesla Roadster they've done. That is a fantastic and welcome addition to be sure. Now, the two recolors. This is a 2015 BMW M4 Cabriolet. We've seen it in blue, we've seen it in white, and now we complete the red, white, and blue trifecta here with the red version. First two versions had the 5 spokes on them. It might have been the 6 spokes. It was the 5 spokes or the 6 spokes on them. Now we get the 10 spokes. Gives it a little bit of a different look, maybe a little bit sportier. If I had to be honest, it makes it look a little more realistic in my opinion. I do think the Matchbox 10 spokes are the best die-cast wheel being done right now, regardless of premium, regardless of regular, better than any Hot Wheels wheel, better than all the Matchbox wheel. The Matchbox 10 spokes are where it's at, but I mean, this casting has always been really good. This version, we get that BMW grille, we get the headlights on the front, keeping it clean on the side, no deco, nothing extra, making it look like it would, the classic sports car. You can see, what's it say on the rear there? M4 Life? Yeah, M4 Life with taillights and the BMW logo. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. This has been a staple of the moving parts line. It's been in the line for the last 3 years, and it's easy to see why. It is a fantastic casting. It's well executed, and this one is certainly a welcome addition. And now we're going to take a look at one I haven't seen because I never got that first mix or that last mix of moving parts, the Range Rover Evoque drop top. A lot of people weren't big fans of this one. It's kind of an underwhelming model, maybe not something a lot of people care about because Range Rovers are really just SUVs for, soccer moms with a lot of money, essentially. It's just a step up from the normal SUV. If you have the money, you get one. On the front, you can see the Range Rover and Land Rover logos with a nice grille, plain on the side. Who's getting this as a convertible, too? Range Rover in the back with taillights. Like, cool idea, cool car, fun to do as a diecast. Who the hell is buying one of these things, though? Just doesn't make any sense to me. If you get an SUV, you're not getting a convertible. Just really weird. Gets the blacked out 10 spokes on this. Again, luxury. I think it's a luxury style wheel. I think it's a sports car style wheel. Looks really, really good on a Range Rover. I really like the color on this one. I don't know exactly. It's almost a tannish gray green. I guess like a light tan. A dull, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's just a really pretty, luxurious color. And you'll actually notice 4 out of the 5 cars all rocking the 10 spokes that I've absolutely been raving about. The one exception is the tri-spokes, which look fantastic on that Mustang. But when it's all said and done, those are the 5 cars that you will get to see in this opening mix of moving parts hitting targets. And now, absolutely fantastic. I think the Bentley's going to be my favorite. The Tesla is a very close second. The Mustang, details lacking, could have been better. The Range Rover, the BMW, very stock, good as we know them to be, but certainly a fantastic case. Hopefully, with all the new models being cheaper case, relatively easy to find what you want. I know I've already hit a couple cases. So yeah, that's all for now, guys. Please let me know what your favorite is, what you're looking forward to in the 2023 moving parts line, and I will see you all later. Peace.